live bait here, so we have some live bait as well as a squid.
So for this project, we decided to tackle the environmental issue of overfishing, specifically in the decline of population in the rockfish community. So recently, we've been having problems with rockfish population as they have a high sexual maturity rate, and due to the constant demand of them being hunted by fishermen, commercial and recreational. With the current limits on size of fish and what you can and cannot catch, whenever you end up catching a fish, it is not always the case where you can keep the fish, such as if it's too small and the federal limits say otherwise, you have to throw it back. However, it's not the end of the story. When you throw back a rockfish, they suffer from this thing called barotrauma, which is the expulsion of gas out of their air glands and eye sockets, where one happens whenever they reach a certain pressure above their own natural pressure, which is normally what happens when they get fished out. And what will happen is it'll cause their eyes to bulge out and their gas bladder to explode out of their mouth. And whenever you throw a fish back, they don't simply just sink down and recompress and swim away. They'll stay there and they won't be able to swim back until they eventually die or get taken by birds or other predators. So as a part of the project, we created descending devices, which are devices that are used to lower the rockfish back to their natural depth so that they can swim out and recompress without the threat of predators. So how it works is we had the science research students design and model some typical models that they would find online with their own sort of customized twist. And whenever they went to create it, they would have different designs, such as a milk crate attached to a rope, or like some chicken wire attached to some weights, anything to bring the fish down without harming it, while also protecting it from any predators that might try to get the fish.
What were your thoughts on the boat trip?
It was a lot of fun. It was hard work, but it was a lot of fun. The most interesting part for me was comparing the industrial fishing operation to the fishing that I think most people know and that I know best is, taking a rod and a reel out to a lake and just sitting there for hours and doing nothing, versus an industrial operation in which they actually know what they're doing. They grab a couple hundred different little anchovies, different little bits of bait, and actually went out and managed to actually catch fish in a short amount of time, which to me was pretty impressive. We just threw out the bait and we basically started immediately catching fish. Whereas what I knew is, you sit on a lake and you sit there for hours and you don't catch anything.